Mark chapter 14, starting at verse 3. We're going to read 3 through 7. And we're gonna read a few scriptures actually tonight. I say 14, right? Okay. It says, and being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper. This is Mark 14, starting at verse 3. And being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. Now, the interesting thing about this story that you guys may not realize the significance is more than just the fact that it was like an expensive perfume set. The alabaster box was a Jewish tradition. And when a woman was ready to marry, they would give her an alabaster box. It's worth like a year's worth of wages with this expensive ointment. And she was only supposed to break the box when she was accepting a marriage with her husband. Somebody would come and say, I want to marry you. And to show a sign that she accepted it, she would break the box, this expensive box, and she would pour it on over his feet. And she was telling Jesus, you mean so much to me that everything, the thing that's most precious to me, because in the Jewish community, if you ain't get married, you're like disgraced. You have to get married, you have to have kids, you know? And it's still like that in a lot of those cultures over there. So she was telling Jesus, you mean so much to me that I'm willing to break the thing that's most precious to me, and I'm willing to pour it all over you. You know what I'm saying? And to people, it's interesting because when you're giving everything that you have to Jesus, to other people, it seems like a waste. It's like, why do you spend so much time with the Lord? You're wasting, right? Some people quit their job and go into the ministry. You're wasting, right? You're spending all this time fasting. You're losing weight. You're wasting, literally. You're wasting. You know what I'm saying? So, and to the outside, it's hard to comprehend. Why are you so excited about Jesus? Why are you ready to just give all this to Jesus and do all this stuff? Isn't it just about going to heaven and you get to, and people have this delusion called, you got to live out your truth. But it's not really about living out your truth. It's about living out the truth of Jesus. It's about living out the dream of Jesus. It's about fulfilling the desire of God for your life. And you'll never figure out that desire if you don't get to know him. And we have this thing, like a lot of the sermons that you listen to, they're all about you. They're all about building you up. They're all about giving you a better life. They're all about making you feel better about your life. But it's not about you. This life is about God. I was telling my wife, you know, people talk about, you know, everybody says persecution is coming for the church, right? We always talk about persecution. If you hear a lot of prophetic people, they say persecution is coming, right? And everybody thinks, I'm ready to die for Jesus. I'm ready to die for Jesus. But you don't know what you would do in that instant, because daily we deny God. We've denied God for smaller things, right? But one thing about it is when in the times that I've been in the literal presence of God, every atom in you wants to give everything for him. You literally feel your molecules. You don't understand. There's nothing in time that I can compare to being in the presence of an eternal being. But your atoms, you begin to feel your molecules literally begin to vibrate. Everything, it all starts vibrating. And it becomes weak and powerless. But it's so wonderful. You're just like, I just want to give everything. I don't care if I die. I just want to give everything for Jesus. You know, and you can't stop. He doesn't even have to say anything. He doesn't have to say anything, but when he leaves, you will not be the same. So that's why I preach about seeking God. I preach about pursuing the reality of Jesus, because until you meet him, your Christian walk, it will seem mundane. It will seem boring. It will seem just like fake almost. Like you can read these verses and you can read the Bible and this happened and Moses walked on water and this happened and the angel appeared. But when you start to encounter these things, you realize how real it is, and you're like, this is worth everything. This is worth everything. And I remember even, I was telling my wife, I was like, I was like, man, I'm so glad that I married you. Like, I'm so glad. Because I would not have even known if the Lord had spoke to me. I said, it's so hard for people to trust God with like their spouse, like the church, because they think God gonna give them somebody who don't look good, who smell bad, and you know what I'm saying? They just don't want to trust the Lord and say, Lord, whoever you want me to marry. But you can come to a place in your relationship with the Lord, you're like, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I'm in. If you want me to sell everything and go to Africa and become a missionary, I'm in. Just give me your presence. Just give me you. I'll do it. Just don't let me go empty. Don't let me go alone. Just come with me. Let me have your face. Let me have your presence. Let's go to another verse.